The search for a statewide mental health hospital is over. Laurel is chosen as the location, which has some Billings both excited and worried.
When people are released from this facility, we need to know where they're going to go.
Plus, restoring hope.
We're faced with some dark situations and we're still hanging on to hope.
How the community is rallying to help one historic Southside church after it was vandalized. And a small business Saturday.
It's important to, have local shops downtown and keep the downtown going.
Billings residents got out to shop local. The MTN News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Mack Carmack. For tonight's top story, a 4-month-long search has finally ended. The Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services announced yesterday that Laurel will be housing the new statewide behavioral health facility. The decision is sparking both worries and excitement for Billings officials who say this project will greatly affect Billings as well as Laurel and will require significant planning moving forward. Our Vanessa Willardson has the story.
Laurel has officially been chosen for the new state behavioral health facility.
Laurel is so close to Billings that it's going to generate a lot of the same impacts and also generate a lot of the same benefits.
But as far as we know, the state has not secured a plot of land.
Any property located outside of Laurel would have to be annexed into the city in order for it to get sewer and water.
And according to Billings Mayor Bill Cole, it's a process that is just in its beginning stages.
So there's still a lot of moving pieces in this. This cake is not fully baked. We don't know what it's going to look like when it comes out of the oven.
Cole says with the new facility just miles down the road, it will likely have a significant effect on Billings.
I'm hoping that if the facility is located in Laurel, it will take some of the pressure off our jail, free up a few of the beds that are now occupied by people waiting for forensic psychiatric evaluation.
While Cole has his concerns,
we still have the same concerns that they're going to be competing for the same professional services. And when people are released from this facility, we need to know where they're going to go.
Montana State Senator Mike Yakowicz brings a different perspective.
It will bring people to Billings. It will bring high-level psychiatrists to Billings.
Yakowicz says the years between the decision and the hospital opening will give Yellowstone County a chance to prepare to accommodate the facility.
It's going to take 2 to 3 years to actually open the door. So we have a golden opportunity to be able to work together in partnership with our community, with our providers, with our elected officials, with our educators. Okay, let's work on workforce.
MTN reached out to Laurel City officials for comment through phone and email. However, as of News Time Saturday, those requests remain unanswered.
My recommendation is that for anyone who has an interest in the potential benefits and challenges of this facility, that they stay engaged with the state and stay engaged with the city of Laurel.
In Yellowstone County, Vanessa Willardson, MTN News.
The Billings community is stepping up after a historic Southside church was vandalized last month. 3 stained glass windows of the Wayman Chapel AME Church were completely shattered and will take thousands of dollars to repair. As our Isabel Sparks tells us, after the church's pastor began seeking assistance, the response is more than he could have ever expected.
For nearly 130 years, the Wayman Chapel African Methodist Episcopal Church has stood as a fixture of the Billings South Side.
Wayman has always been a place that has served the community.
And for Pastor Simon Bergen, it's also a place of safety.
The attendance has dwindled down significantly, but it still remains a beacon of hope on the South Side.
That history and hope are reflected in its stained glass windows.
They still tell a story about those that have come before us.
But now 3 remain boarded up, as on the night of October 13th, Bergen was awoken by a call from police.
Get here and it's glasses all over the place. All 3 windows are busted out. Police are outside still. There's a mess in the church.
The 3 windows were smashed, but after thoughtful consideration, the church decided not to press charges. But the damage remained, and so was the cost to repair them.
We lost some windows that told a story. And what we don't want to do is we don't want to lose a church that tells an even bigger story.
The church was unsure of how to move forward as repairs were going to cost thousands. But just as they've given back to their community so many times, now the community is giving back to them. Messages began to pour into their Facebook page, all offering to help, even weeks later.
Yes, it's overwhelming to some degree, but at the same time, it's answered prayers also.
Susan Kennedy Sommerfeld was one of those responses. She's the owner of Kennedy's Stained Glass.
Probably my specialty has been in the big pieces and the big churches that I've done.
One of those being a piece she did for Wayman several years ago, so she knew she had to help out.
It doesn't happen overnight, which gives us an opportunity to do it the right way.
She offered to repair the windows, completely free of charge.
I think it needs to be done regardless, and I'm willing to do that. It's what I do. It's what I do. It's how I can contribute.
So as the long work begins, the church's windows and hope are being pieced back together.
We're faced with some dark situations, and we're still hanging on to hope. Hopefully, when it's all said and done, we'll be in a better place than we were before we started.
In Billings, Isabel Sparts, MTN News.
Shoppers were evacuated last night at the Westfield Valley Fair Mall in San Jose, California, after a gunman opened fire and struck 3 individuals Black Friday shopping. San Jose police believe it began when 2 men began arguing, ending in gunfire. The video you're seeing now is from a 23-year-old witness as he and other shoppers sheltered in an Abercrombie & Fitch store. The victims, an adult man, an adult woman, and a 16-year-old girl, are expected to survive their injuries, and the manhunt is currently underway for the suspected shooter. Residents in West Virginia gathered to remember former National Guard soldier Sarah Beckstrom, who was killed in the nation's capital this week. Another soldier, Andrew Wolf, is fighting for his life in critical condition. As CBS's Christian Benavides reports, the president is announcing an immigration crackdown in response to the shooting.
In her hometown of Webster Springs, West Virginia, residents gathered to say goodbye to 20-year-old Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom after being gunned down in Washington, D.C. this week.
Nothing but caring, loving, willing to help somebody, anything out of her way to help somebody get through it, anything that they needed.
Beckstrom's father, Gary, mourned his daughter on social media, writing, "My baby girl has passed to glory." Friday, officials announced that the suspect, 29-year-old Ramanullah Lakamwal, an Afghan national living in Washington state, will be charged with first-degree murder. He worked with the U.S. during the Afghan war and was allowed in 2021 through a Biden-era program called Operation Allies Welcome. The suspect's asylum case was then approved earlier this year, according to a DHS official.
When you let the people come in by the thousands and thousands and thousands, they made a terrible mistake.
In response to the shooting, President Trump announced he would permanently pause migration from, quote, third world countries. He threatened to revoke U.S. citizenship from foreign-born Americans who undermine domestic tranquility and called for a review of all green card holders from 19 countries of concern, including Iran, Venezuela, and Afghanistan. The Department of Homeland Security says it will be reviewing all asylum cases approved under the Biden administration. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
For those interested in hitting the slopes a few hours up the road at Showdown, Montana, there's an opportunity to save money on those lift tickets. For over 30 years, Showdown, Montana has been giving out discounted lift vouchers to those who get canned goods to the ski resort. But this year, they're expanding the operation at participating food banks across the state. MTN's Quentin Shores has the details.
I think it's just a hard time of year for families and for people that need help, and we want to do everything we can to support this. We've been doing a food drive for at least 35 years up here, a canned food drive on opening weekend.
As temperatures drop and skiers get ready to hit the slopes at Showdown, Montana, some may be shocked to learn that you can cut down the price of that $70 lift ticket by $50.
We have vouchers at food banks in Great Falls, Helena, Billings, Bozeman, White Sulphur Sulphur Springs, and if you bring 20 cans of food to those food banks, you will get a lift ticket, or a voucher, excuse me, for a $20 lift ticket, good any day in the month of December that we're open.
In the past, Showdown has allowed guests to bring canned foods to the ski resort directly, and then the Great Falls Community Food Bank would send a truck to pick it up. But to expand the operation and make things more convenient, this year they're imploring guests to drop their cans at the food banks directly.
You just bring the food to us here at the food bank, 1620 12th Avenue North, and then you get your lift ticket here. And there's a limit of only 10 per person, so you can get, up to 10.
You can bring as many as 120 cans to get your discounted lift tickets while supplies last. Additionally, since it's the season of giving, the food bank is looking for cereal, canned chili, soups, and canned fruits.
People really enjoy giving this time of year, which is awesome. And we really rely on November and December for about, I would say, 50 or 60% of our income and our donations.
It's not just about Showdown, it's about the people that come here, and what we do is really important, and it's so much fun.
Showdown is hoping to open to the public on December 5th, but vouchers are available now for pickup during the food bank's business hours. In Great Falls, Quinton Shores, MTN News.
For those interested, the participating location here in Yellowstone County is the Billings Food Bank, located on 4th Avenue North. For more of those ski-like conditions, let's send it to meteorologist Jason Stiff with a first look at today's weather.
Well, snow skiing sounds warm and inviting compared to what would be some very windy and choppy water skiing on Dead Man's Basin. Look at this photo that Bob Anderson sent in. You combine single-digit temperatures with wind gusts over 50 miles an hour, pushing a lot of that cold water up on the land and all over the trees. Makes for a very icy, very pretty, but very cold-looking landscape. And after that great snow that we had yesterday around the region, we really started to clear that sky out. Some areas of low clouds and fog, but overall quieter weather right now. There are more clouds pushing into far western Montana currently, but that's going to benefit southwestern Montana and parts of Wyoming more, so it's not going to be quite as cold there, but it's going to be a really cold night for pretty much everyone. Your forecast coming up.
Now that Black Friday has come and gone, it's time to turn local. Small Business Saturday is a marketing initiative created to encourage shoppers to go and support local businesses the day after Black Friday. According to the U.S. Small Business Administration, the day has generated over $220 billion for independent retailers since 2010. Small businesses employ half of the private workforce. Here in Montana, despite the cold and snow, many shoppers found their way to downtown Billings just to support some of their local favorite spots.
I have a couple friends that own small businesses, so I know how important it is to them. There's really no malls, so it's important to, have local shops downtown and keep the downtown going.
To support the local businesses, keep the money in town.
A lot of folks shop online because it's so convenient, but it's nice to support local businesses, especially at Christmas.
Still to come on the MTN 530 News on Q2. While you may have missed Black Friday, there's still a chance to catch some of those good deals on Cyber Monday. And later, a new face is in charge of the Rocky Mountain College Battling Bears, and we'll meet her in sports. The holiday deal dash is officially underway, from Black Friday blowouts to Cyber Monday steals. So how much are shoppers gearing up to spend this year? Well, CBS's Christine Lazar has your eye on Consumer Report.
Shoppers have kicked off the Super Bowl of holiday spending from Black Friday to Cyber Monday. A new retail survey from Deloitte finds more than 80% of people said they'd be making purchases during these shopping events. The National Retail Federation projects a record turnout for the 5-day stretch between Thanksgiving and Cyber Monday, with 186.9 million shoppers, up from 183.4 million last year. However, overall holiday sales growth is expected to slow as people cut back on spending compared to prior years. One reason for that, tariffs. According to Lending Tree, had tariffs been in place in 2024, Americans would have had to shell out $40.6 billion more on their holiday shopping. That's an extra $132 more per person. Holiday shopping involves a significant amount of imported goods, 88% of clothing, 69% of electronics, and 54% of toys, now all subject to tariffs. A bipartisan group of senators is urging the FTC and SEC to investigate Meta after reports that the company allegedly earns up to $16 billion a year from ads promoting scams and banned goods. Meta says it's working to reduce ad fraud and has removed more than 130 million pieces of scam content this year. Cybersecurity experts warn of an increase in online scams during the holiday season and urge shoppers to trace social media ads to reputable retailers before buying. And that's your Eye on Consumer Report. I'm Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Okay. Storm Tracker weather starts now with meteorologist Jason Still.
And good Saturday evening once again, everyone, taking a live and cold looking view on our Shopman Bank camera. It was not a warm morning. It was not a warm afternoon. And it's going to get colder even tomorrow morning for most areas. So for the Magic City, we dropped down to 7 degrees this morning. We struggled to get out of the teens, didn't quite get there this afternoon. 19 degrees was today's high. However, look at that. The average low for this second to last day of November is 23. So we kind of underachieved today, but thankfully we did have 7 inches of snow yesterday. A lot of those icy roads are still there and they're not going to be changing anytime soon because the temperatures are going to stay below freezing for the short term. Right now, a fairly clear sky, but it is not very warm. 15 degrees, but thankfully very little wind, so the wind chill is the same as the temperature. That's going to be different by tomorrow morning too, especially the further north you go. It's going to be problematic in a lot of locations. So this morning, a lot of places were in the single digits below zero, even Havre and Cutbank, 13 to 14 degrees below zero, but the temperatures not rise very high this afternoon. Look at the highs. Now this is deceptive because especially in northeastern Montana, these high temperatures were mainly right after midnight last night and the temperature continued to drop. So today's highs mostly in the teens and 20s. Look at the current temperatures. Glasgow's down to 4 degrees below right now. Havre is 7 degrees below currently, and Sheridan the last hour has gone from 17 degrees to 6 degrees. So it's going to be cold tomorrow morning. Jordan already down to 10 degrees below zero. Welcome to the second to last day of November. Now, thankfully, the wind not strong right now, but again, the wind chills are going to worsen, especially along the high line. A lot of wind chills between 20 and 30 degrees below zero tomorrow morning. So everybody bundle up and make sure your pets are inside too. Not a surprise, we have a cold weather advisory out for the eastern half of the high line from west of Havre all the way to the North Dakota border. That lasts from late tonight through tomorrow morning with more potential for some wind chills between 20 and 30 degrees below zero. Not a lot of cloud cover to help keep what warmth we have in. We do have some beneficial clouds for western Montana. That small disturbance is going to be more for the southwestern half to southwestern 2/3 of Wyoming, as well as southwestern Montana. Won't be quite as cold there as it could be. We're not going to have a lot of warmth in the forecast. Some sunshine tomorrow afternoon for the last afternoon of November, and then more active weather is going to be moving our way. Increasing clouds on Monday, a chance for some rain and snow mixes by Tuesday, and especially late next week, the wind is really going to pick up. We'll have better chances for rain and snow mixes, but the temperatures will also start to warm up by Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of next week too. So our 7-day precipitation totals, these are water equivalents. It looks pretty promising. We'll see if we can get this much because we have so many disturbances moving our way, but they're really fast movers, so don't expect very much from any of those storms individually. As far as additional snowfall going forward, nothing right now because we hardly have any clouds. We have the potential for a little bit more snow, especially the latter half of next week. So tonight, it is going to be cold with most temperatures in the single digits above and below zero, but even colder than that for the north. And we're going to have more sunshine, but not very much warmth tomorrow afternoon.
It's a new age at Rocky Mountain College as the Batlin Bears have hired new athletic director Kelly Perry. She has over a decade of NAIA experience, including a recent stint as the AD at UNC Dallas.
Just felt, without even seeing it, like that home, welcoming place, and then being able to get on campus just solidified that for me, that it was like, this is a place that I can call home for a long time.
Perry started her journey in college athletics as a student athlete, playing softball at Johnson Community College in Kansas before finishing her bachelor's at Baker College. While she hasn't spent much time in the northern states, she's excited for all Montana has to offer.
I love that we have a ski team, because I think some of those like special sports at Oklahoma City, we had rowing, which not a lot of people had. And so having ski is really exciting. Excited to watch that, see what all that's about, because I've never experienced that. So very excited for that. We're super outdoorsy, and so being close to some of those national parks and getting to explore places that we never have. I'm bringing a few of my kids with me.
Perry will be on the Rocky campus when that calendar flips to 2026. In Billings, Alec Boffinger, MTN Sports.
The MTN 530 News continues right after this.
I'm here with meteorologist Jason Stiff for one last look at tonight's weather. And Jason, as much as I love Christmas, I am sick of the cold.
Yeah, well, it might be a three-dog night for a lot of us tonight. It's going to be a cold night for everyone, but it will start to warm up going forward. And we have a very active weather pattern all the way through the first 6 to 7 days of December. Hard to believe that's only a couple days away, but the temperatures will not be quite as cold. It will still be a really cold morning tomorrow morning, and the daytime highs are not going to recover very well. Mainly teens, some lower 20s for highs on Sunday for the final day of November. You can see for the Billings area, we'll also have a cold night tonight, dropping down to 3 degrees. Also, just like a three-dog night, except 3 degrees in your thermometer. We'll have more 30s, even some lower 40s with some active weather for a good portion of next week.
All right, I guess I'll have to pull up my warm leggings for this week.
Yes.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here again tonight at 10 p.m. for more news.